I'm Maynard Gross, and I have been with the Methodist Church in Homer since 1974.
Okay. And you came to answer some of these questions on the survey that we're doing for our church birthday.
Sure. I've printed out everything I want to say.
So, great.
Can I just read it?
Just jump in, yeah.
Okay. Question 1. Who has had the most important, meaningful impact on your faith journey through the church, and why? Okay. When my wife, Mary Ann, my 1-year-old son, Eric, and I came to Homer in 1974, we brought a strong Lutheran heritage with us. There was no Lutheran church in Homer at the time. We thought we would take the opportunity to visit all the churches in Homer, and started out our faith journey down Pioneer Avenue and out East End Road. The first church we came to was the Homer United Methodist Church. I don't remember anything about the building or the service, but Mary Ann always remembered that there was a single rose on the altar that morning, announcing the birth of J. Marley. On Monday morning, we were parked in our motorhome in front of our newly purchased business, Kenai Communications. There was a knock at the door. The man introduced himself. Hi, I'm Keith Wise, pastor of the Methodist Church. I met you yesterday after church. He told us about his wife, Patricia, and his children, Kathleen, Michael, Matthew, Kristen. We told him about the life we had left behind in Santa Barbara, California. After he left, Mary Ann said, I like him. Let's go back next Sunday. And that's how it started. We never completed the search for another church. Keith eventually got it out of me that I had been playing guitar in the Lutheran Church in Santa Barbara. He invited me to play guitar and lead singing for a new midweek program called Discovery. Then he took me to an event in Anchorage where he could show off his new guitar player. He claimed to be the first Methodist pastor in Alaska to use guitars in worship. When Keith asked me to be the lay leader, I thought, why not? Couldn't do any harm. Keith served 3 churches at that point. He would go to Ninilchik for their Sunday morning service, rush back to Homer for the 11 o'clock service, and then he'd fly to Soldovia for an evening service. Keith was a bit of a stickler to detail and promptness. It was often a stretch to him to make the drive to Homer for the 11 o'clock service. He instructed me to start the service promptly at 11 a.m., whether he was there or not. Mary Ann made the UMW a major part of her life of worship and service. Annalisa was born, and our 2 kids grew up as Methodists. Eventually, we took our kids to Santa Barbara to visit our old Lutheran church. They both turned thumbs down on the Lutheran style of worship. All this is because Pastor Keith made it a priority to visit newcomers. Thank you. So how has my faith grown or shifted through the years that I've been here? In the Broadway play Fiddler on the Roof, Tevye struggles to hold on to himself while being pulled between tradition and the modern world. And I see that the church struggles to find that middle ground, if there is such a place. In my 90-year journey with God, He has always been constant, reliable, and unchanging. In Hebrews 13:8, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Whereas I have wiggled, squirmed, and squeezed, he has remained loyal, steadfast, and true. My worship has shifted. As a child, I was comforted by the image of Christ as a shepherd. But as an old man, God has come to me as the Father that I never had. He kneels with me in prayer, his arm across my shoulders. Asking who was the most meaningful in my faith journey through the church, I'd like to give credit to Steve Lambert. His ministry had a great impact on the young people who went on mission trips with him. I think I'm correct in remembering.
Somebody drop the recorder.
Go away, please. Thank you. Thank you.
I think I remember 3 of his mission trips. They were building homes for poor people in Mexico. Another trip, they were rebuilding hurricane-damaged homes in Mississippi. And on the 3rd trip, they were working with Alaska Native Village. In my memory, if my memory were better, I could name all those kids. And I'm sure they would second my selection. Once upon a time, I was on a mission team for a Walk to Emmaus event. Steve was the clergy leader. One evening, another guitarist and I were providing appropriate background music for a time when people would sit and pray with Steve. For some reason, I put the guitar down and I took a seat facing Steve. And soon tears were flowing down my face. "Why are you crying?" Steve said. "I don't know," I replied. "Maybe because I need to take a risk and I'm afraid I'll be rejected." "Will you survive?" Steve asked. I said, "Yes." And Steve said, "Go. Take the risk. God will be with you." Well, I did take the risk, and it all turned out beautifully. Thank you, God. Thank you, Steve. Yeah. Well, I guess I didn't print it out, but the hymn was, "I Come to the Garden Alone." It's beautifully sung by a man with a bass voice. And others, it's certainly like a man like George Beverly Shea.
Oh, yeah.
And he would sing that song at the conventions and conferences that he went to. But all the way at the other end of the spectrum, there was Elvis Presley and Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
It had kind of a Western flavor to it, I guess.
Yeah.
But even now, at this point in my life, I take comfort in that image, walking in the garden with my father.
Yeah. Thank you, Maynard. What a joy to visit with you about this.
Thank you.